What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we are live. President Joe Biden has just signed some legislation to avert economic disaster. In addition to that, the Biden administration, so they're going to be providing an additional $13 billion in aid to help out American families, lowering their energy costs. Now, in addition to that, $9 billion of that roughly is going to be going out to help low to moderate income families, lowering their energy costs by making energy efficient upgrades to their homes. Now, let me know your thoughts. As you guys know, here on the channel, I provide information to help out everybody that is a viewing member of my community. This is not the stimulus that we were promised, that we've been waiting to hear about for fourth federal level stimulus checks and other things, but it is some form of help. I'm going to provide for you anything that comes up, you guys. Now, I know people are waiting for stimulus checks, Social Security increases, child tax credits. We have heard promises of those. I'm going to keep you guys up to date on that, but I am going to share with you what is on the way. We're hearing that is approved and that will be helping out Americans. Now, in addition to that, while we wait to see what's going to be happening on a federal level, we also have Connecticut lawmakers passing an inflation relief package. There's going to be gas relief that's going on in the state of Connecticut. New stimulus package just passed. This just dated from November 29th of 2022. So these are still going out. There's still new packages going out on various levels to help out. And also, Governor Mills, an emergency winter energy relief plan is going to be on the way, and there is going to be low-income stimulus included in that as well. What's up, you guys? We are live, and it's just going to be me talking. My streaming software is down, so I can see that there are people hopping on, asking questions. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And if you appreciate these updates, keeping you up to speed on everything on every level, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe to stay up to date. And if you stay with me, I'm going to get you caught up as to what's going on right now on a federal level. President Biden has signed some legislation that's going to be helping us avert economic catastrophe. We're hearing this would have warp speeded the recession for 2023. We would have had some difficult economic times, and we were hearing it was pretty much going to be 100% likely that we would need additional fourth stimulus checks, maybe even fifth, if they did not sign this legislation. So this is really good news because it would have made massive devastation to our economy. And also, I'm going to share with you some of the low-income benefits, rebates, provisions that they're trying to send out on a federal level and these new state packages. So thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I can see there's a lot of people hopping on, asking a lot of good questions, you guys. Make sure that you smash the like button. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I think it sounds good. I haven't seen anybody mention anything about the sound, and I'm well aware that the video quality is not the greatest. Right now, my streaming software is down. I'm doing some repairs on it. Awesome. I see people saying that things look good, and people are asking questions about different states. Awesome. Thank you, guys. All right, so let's cover some of this. And as I mentioned, I can't put it on the screen, but I can read the updates for you guys. This is on a federal level. People are waiting for $2,000 fourth stimulus checks, child tax credits, Social Security increases. I've got some videos on the channel for you with updates on those. But first, let's start off with the legislation that President Biden just signed that's going to be averting economic catastrophe. Now, Biden signed legislation to avert the rail shutdown. And a lot of people are saying, how is this related? Well, we heard that if this would have taken place, it would have caused massive supply chain issues and would have devastated the economy, and we would have had some pretty negative impacts. Now, President Joe Biden on Friday, so just a couple days ago, he officially signed the legislation to avert the rail shutdown after congressional lawmakers raced to pass the measure amid concerns over the economic dangers that were posed by a possible strike. And we had heard, like I said, that this would have shut down an assortment of different things. Now, the House passed the tentative rail agreement on Wednesday, and the Senate passed the legislation on Thursday as the pressure mounted for lawmakers to act swiftly. So the House passed it Wednesday, the Senate passed it Thursday, the president signed it on Friday. What do you think about that? They moved very swiftly on this. It would be nice if we saw them move this swiftly on other pieces of legislation that have been promised for years. Now, Biden said in remarks ahead of the signing that the bill ends a difficult rail dispute and helps our nation avoid what, without a doubt, would have been economic catastrophe. And like I've mentioned to you, now we're already entering into a recession. We heard the Federal Reserve say there's a 50-50 chance pretty much that we're going to be entering into a recession. So they're no longer saying that the inflation is going to be transitory, that it's going to be okay. They're actually admitting the fact things are going to be going downhill. They're saying prepare yourselves now for what's going to be coming. And we're hearing recession. number one reason why we could be seeing a fourth federal level stimulus check. Now, I mentioned to you guys here on the channel that at this time, there currently is not a whole lot of discussion around the fourth check. However, at this time, there is some focus on child tax credits and also on Social Security increases. For the child tax credits, Mitt Romney, Senator Bennett, they're discussing it. We're hearing there's little progress. We're hoping there will be more. They're saying they'd like to get these done before the end of the year. And I've heard a lot of people here on the channel say Social Security increases, those boosts, those bonuses, those raises that we've been promised of $200 per month. We need those for SSI, SSDI, low-income individuals. We still need help. We still have these promises unfulfilled. There's still $500 billion just sitting there. Well, this is one thing that they did to avert economic catastrophe. A lot of those probably would have been needed if this would have unfolded here. Our nation's rail system is literally the backbone of our supply chain, Biden said. A rail shutdown would have devastated our economy. Now, without congressional action, a rail strike could have become a reality as early as December 9th. So that was the cutoff, causing shortages, spiking prices, and halting factory production. It could have also disrupted commuter rail services for up to 7 million travelers a day and the transportation of 6,300 carloads of food and farm products a day, among other items, according to the collection of business groups. Thanks to the bill that Congress passed, we've spared the country that catastrophe, Biden said. So over the weekend, they're celebrating that they were able to avoid that economic disaster. And that is really good that they passed that legislation. We're able to get that through, not cause economic catastrophe. But again, there's still people hurting, still from the pandemic and everything unfolding. We're hearing cases are actually on the rise right now. So please use caution, be careful out there, because we're hearing that there still is a new variant that's going around that's getting people sick. So please use caution on that as well. Now, also, in addition to that, as I mentioned, now this just came out earlier last month, the beginning of November, that the Biden administration is going to be providing over $13 billion in aid to help out American families lower their energy bills. Now, it says the Biden administration will also provide roughly $9 billion to help low and moderate income families lower energy costs by making energy efficient upgrades to their homes. Now, as I mentioned, this is not a stimulus check, but there are rebates available to low income and moderate income families. This can be something that can help you out. I want to share anything that I can. As you guys know, on state, county, city levels, there's an assortment of different programs. And this one, it says, under the initiative, the Department of Health and Human Services will release $4.5 billion. It says in low income home energy assistance program funding to help pay energy bills and energy related home repairs for families. The amount will include $100 million for President Biden's bipartisan infrastructure law, a $1 billion in emergency funding that the administration requested earlier this year, the official said. So this is going to be going out to help out those that are low income. You will qualify for this. Now, these rebates and refunds, they can come back to you. They can help you out if you do upgrades to your home. Now, this is something that, like I said, it's not necessarily the stimulus that we've been waiting for and the additional assistance, but it's something that can help you out, can help benefit families as well. Now, as far as the actual stimulus checks coming out, like I said, I'll keep you up to date on a federal level, waiting for those $2,000 checks, child tax credits, Social Security increases. Now, let's talk about also some state provisions that have gone out for you guys, and that is Connecticut. Lawmakers passed inflation relief package. This just passed, so this is just beginning to unfold right now. It says Connecticut lawmakers passed an inflation relief package during a special session on Monday. The package includes an extension of the state's 25-cent per gallon gasoline tax holiday that was set to expire on December 1st. So this was going to be coming to an end. They're not going to be extending this out. It also extends free municipal bus fare through next spring, allocates an additional $30 million for the state's heating and oil assistance program, $75 million for the Heroes Pay. That's a one-time bonus for about 155,730 eligible essential workers during the pandemic. So there's also bonus payments that are going to be going out, Heroes Pay. Now, that means many more frontline workers will get full pandemic bonuses. So there are going to be Heroes Pay going out for them in the state of Connecticut, said Representative Sean Scanlon in an incoming state contractor. We are making sure that the grocery clerk from the Stop and Shop in Stop and Shop in Connecticut who makes less than $50,000 a year 66,000 of them are going to be getting a full $1,000 that they were promised. So $1,000 heroes pay, stimulus checks, bonuses going out, and the 25 cent per gallon gasoline tax holiday will stay in place until the end of the year. It would then return to a 5 cent a month increment starting on January 1st until the full 25 cent tax is restored on May 1st of 2023. So additional benefits going out for people in the state of Connecticut. And also Governor Janet Mills, an emergency winter energy relief plan. This just came out December 2nd, 2 days ago. Today's already the 4th. December is just flying by. Like many Maine people, I remain deeply concerned about the impact of high energy prices from home heating to oil to electricity and what they're having on the people of Maine. Now, jumping down, it says, with the help of the legislature, my administration has already taken direct action to help Maine people with the rising costs of energy. These acts include, now listen to this, returning more than half of the state's budget surplus last spring to Maine people through $850 inflation relief stimulus checks. So those checks went out in the state of Maine, and they're sending that out because of surplus excess funds, which we're hearing is happening all over states across the nation. I just let you know about tens of billions of dollars in the state of Texas. We saw this with Florida. They sent out those child tax credits. California has had an assortment of different stimulus checks. States across the nation are sending out their surplus funds because of excess budgets and also leftover stimulus funds. And I'll let you know, on a federal level, we have $500 billion. Now, also successfully pressuring the Congress for increased funding for federal heating assistance programs, so additional energy programs as well, securing a one-time bill credit of $90 for tens of thousands of low-income customers of Central, Maine Power, and Versant. Also, we provide $800 in heating cost relief for nearly 13,000 low-income households to help pay for high energy costs. And we provide up to $1,400 in tax relief for eligible low and middle income families and seniors. So there's also going to be $1,400 of additional benefits that are going to go out. And we provide a tiered credit of up to $3,000 a piece to Maine small businesses to offset their increased electricity costs. It says, in the coming weeks, I'll be working closely with the Maine legislature to provide more financial relief, particularly for middle class and low income people whose incomes are stretched thin right now, and help them remain safe and secure in the homes this winter. So you guys, you can see more programs rolling out on the way. This is taking effect and is in place right now. And in the coming weeks, there's going to be more to report on this. Now, I'll keep you guys up to date. Also, I've done some updates on December benefits that are taking place across the nation. So you guys, as I mentioned, President Joe Biden just signing that legislation on a federal level, keeping away economic disaster. Also, we're hearing promises of more programs such as HEAP, LIHEAP, energy provisions. But I know a lot of people are saying that's not good enough. We have a lot of promises that have been made for quite some time that they'd like to see, and a recession we're hearing is on the way. I'll keep you up to date on those, and also state, county, and city provisions. Now, let's see if there are any questions that I can answer really quickly before we hop off and call it a night. Let's see here. Anybody got any some questions? No money for Ohio. Yeah, Ohio is one of the ones that I have not seen a whole lot of programs for. However, I do want to say that I just recently saw something about consideration for some additional funds going out. People are asking, what about federal level stimulus checks? $2,000 stimulus checks. I will keep you guys up to date at this time. That is not one of the top priorities of Congress. Unfortunately, of all the stimulus provisions, we're hearing that the top priorities, the ones that could likely get done before the end of the year, would be either Social Security increases or child tax credits. So I'm letting viewers on the channel know that those will likely be the ones we'll hear this month. Now, for stimulus checks, we will see. As the new Congress enters in January 3rd, we're going to have a split Congress. So that's going to make it very hard for legislation to pass by traditional means or reconciliation, which means that chances are, if it's going to go through, it would have to probably be through an executive action by the president reallocating existing funds. That's why I keep bringing up the existing funds, because executive actions would likely have to be the only way that this would come through. And we will see, depending on how bad things get. Let's see here. People asking about Texas. Yes, Texas has a surplus of, I want to say it was like $20 billion. And we're going to be seeing how they're going to be dispersing that. Let's see here. Any other ones? People just asking about different states that are providing provisions. Yes, there are assortment of different ones. Somebody's asking about Georgia. I know there's several in Georgia. Texas, I know there's at least 3 city checks, and there's legislation in Texas right now to stop any additional monthly reoccurring checks from taking place. And there's studies coming out right now that are saying that on a federal level, sending out monthly stimulus checks to low-income individuals would be fantastic. They're saying it would be a huge economic recovery, would not be as inflationary as a lot of people are saying if it's targeted, helping out those specifically that need help. So if you guys want, let me know. I could do an update on that for you. That just is a study I think that came out maybe about a month or so ago. I think I mentioned it briefly in one of my videos, but did not go into detail. I could let you know about low-income monthly reoccurring stimulus checks, and they were $2,000. Somebody's asking if I could talk about Alabama. Alabama, man, off the top of my head, I do not recall. Somebody's asking about Pennsylvania. So for Pennsylvania, those $2,000 stimulus checks, nothing has unfolded with those. It has just been silent. But I do know that there are some provisions, stimulus check provisions happening in Pennsylvania. I want to say there was at least 1 or 2 that I've managed to find, and I've compiled them in my list at Relief Roadmap. Let's see, there are actually several programs I got to get updated on there as well on that list, because there have been new ones coming out left and right. Somebody asking about New York State. Yes, there are several ones. Oh, New York State seniors. Okay, so for seniors in New York State, that's a good question. I'll have to take a look at that one in more detail for you guys. Massachusetts, Illinois. Yes, Massachusetts. I want to say I know there are some. Illinois. Yes, I actually just reported on something in Chicago. There's a new one going on in Chicago. Okay, so what did Biden sign? So you can go ahead and jump back in this video. I covered the details of the legislation that Biden just signed Friday, passed in the House on Wednesday, passed in the Senate on Thursday. He signed it into law on Friday. Somebody saying Nevada, Tennessee. Somebody asking about Houston. Yes, here in Houston, Texas, there is a UBI stimulus check program. I'm not sure if they're still accepting applications, though, at this time. Somebody's asking about the $200 per month increase. They're hoping that it gets done. And yes, and the COLA. And yes, so I just did a video on the Social Security arrival times. If you missed that one, be sure to check it out. Let you know each and every date, specifically in the month of December for 2022, when you should expect to see those Social Security benefits hit your bank account. And due to holidays and some things have shifted around. And I just wanted to make some clarification that SSI recipients, you should have got your first check. And you will also get a second check in the month of December, but it is not a additional or bonus check. It's an early January 2023 check. And when you receive that, I cover the date specifically when you should get it. When you get that, you can expect that to have the COLA increase of the 8.7%. And I want to say it said on average, it should be an additional $140 that you get. So if you're getting $600, they're saying on average it should be like $740. It's going to be different for everybody depending on your situation, but they're saying that it's going to be that 8.7% increase, that bump up, depending on how much you get on your benefits. And like I said, in that video, check it out. It was, I think, my most recent upload. In the video section, I cover all the dates, have them listed out. I cite the sources. As you guys know, I don't just ramble stuff off the top of my head. I cite all of them. So you can go ahead and see that article just came out a little while ago, giving you all the specific dates and arrival times for Social Security for December of 2022. Somebody asking about New Jersey. Yes, there are programs in New Jersey. Somebody saying grandfather. Yes, so the grandfathering. And those, I think, I want to say went out on the 2nd. They said that you were supposed to, it was scheduled for the 3rd. So those of you that mostly normally get it on the 3rd, that was a Saturday, though, so they did it on the 2nd, which was Friday. Let's see here. Any other questions? People asking about specific states. Florida, yes, I think there's a couple programs in Florida, if I remember correctly off the top of my head. People asking about Nevada. Man, I don't recall. There might not be. I can't remember. I want to make sure that I can give you some good information. There's just so many of them. California, David Santiago's asking about California. Yes. There are over 25 different stimulus check programs in California alone for states, for the state, the counties, the cities. Somebody asking about the child tax credit. Yes. So the child tax credits, those right now, you guys, that is likely going to be the one, I think, that could get passed before the end of the year. And as I mentioned, Senator Mitt Romney and Senator Bennett, they're in negotiations at this time. trying to get it done. The fact of the matter, as you guys know, I just report to you what's going on, is we're hearing there's not a whole lot of progress. They're working on it, but if there was progress, we'd hear a whole lot more about it. And also, I think everybody's attention turned to this rail strike. Now that this has gone past, hopefully we're going to see them get done with the child tax credits or the Social Security increases. If there's anything that's likely going to get done before the end of the year, it's likely going to be one of those. Let's see here. Anybody else? How about $2,000 stimulus checks on a federal level? Yeah, I mentioned that. And I've got updates here on the channel where things stand with that right now. Not a whole lot of legislation on that, but we'll see. And I will keep you guys up to date. I never like to say, yes, there will be, or no, there will not be, because people said that after the first check. They said there's never going to be a second check. Then there was. Well, there's never going to be a third check. Then there was. Now people are saying there's never going to be a fourth check. And we will see. And so Congress flips all the time. I can't tell you how many times it seems like they just totally change their mind. It's insane. It's ridiculous. Makes you wonder what's going on behind the scenes. But so I don't never like to say anything. I just like to report it, and I let you guys know what are some of the paths we might go down. And if you appreciate that, do me a favor, smash the like button. And also, if you want to stay up to date, subscribe. And so let me see if there's anybody else I can help. People asking about Michigan, New York. Yes, there are stimulus checks in both of those states. Caught late. Somebody's late. That's okay. You can go ahead and hit the back button. You can go back and see the update. I'll give you all the information on everything going on. Somebody's saying stimulus check the 4th. One play games. Yeah, you know what? It does feel like they're playing around sometimes, but regardless of what happens, you guys, I'll keep you up to date. Like I said, there was a first, there was a second, there was a third. We will see if there's a fourth. We have a recession likely coming in 2023, which we're hearing could spark this. Oh man, I've already been on for over 20 minutes now. My goodness, it just flew by. Well, you guys, I think I'm going to call it a night, spend some time with the family. Hope you guys had a blessed weekend. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And yes, I will continue to keep you up to date on different states sending out provisions. And just to recap in this one, what we covered. President Joe Biden, he signed legislation on Friday that passed the House on Wednesday, passed the Senate on Thursday. They moved very quickly, within 48 hours, getting it to his desk. He signed it into law, averting economic catastrophe with a railroad strike, which would have caused massive supply chain issues. Also, the Biden administration is saying there's going to be additional stimulus aid or help for energy relief, for HEAP, LIHEAP, different programs for low-income individuals. I also covered for you new legislation happening in Connecticut for inflation relief. There's going to be heroes payment bonus checks going out along with gas relief in the state. And also Governor Mills, an emergency winter relief plan has been passed. Let me see, before I say passed, let me just review this once again. They're saying that in the coming weeks, they're going to have a new plan. They're talking about stimulus checks of $850, credits, heating cost relief, and providing $1,400 tax relief for eligible low and middle income individuals, and also tiered up credits of up to $3,000 apiece for Maine small businesses. So all of those they're saying are coming in the coming weeks. And you guys, as more information rolls out on it, I will be sure to keep you guys up to date so that way you know of everything. Now, let me see if there's any other questions I can help out with. Federal level low income. Yes, Renee, it's for federal level low income individuals. Thank you for the information. You guys are so welcome. I hope it's a blessing to you. I wish I could share with you that there are federal level stimulus checks coming out. If they do, I will report it. If they do not, I will report it. No matter what unfolds, I'll make sure that you guys stay up to date. Let's see here. Somebody saying that they hope that the rail workers can get those days off. Yeah, actually, they got increases. They got an assortment of different things. They did not get the days off like they had wanted. Let's see here. Somebody said they're so disgusted with the country. Tina, yes. Sometimes the leadership, it is very, very sad how political games are played, and the people that are hurting the most that need the help don't receive it. But you guys, I'll make sure that I keep you guys up to date on everything going on so you know what's taking place. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Have a blessed evening. I'll catch you in the next one. Check out my channel. I'm doing very specific updates now for you. So if you want the latest on Social Security increases, I literally put on the screen for you and cite the sources for all the bills. If you want child tax credits, give you the latest updates and the news headlines for what's going on with negotiations. If you want the fourth federal level $2,000 stimulus checks, I've got the latest for you headlines, and there's new ones coming out too, talking about how things will have to unfold to get this done. And also PEBT, SNAP benefits, anything that is available that could help out you and your family. I'll keep you guys up to date here on the channel. But again, thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget, smash the like button, subscribe to stay up to date. www.reliefroadmap to get the comprehensive list of all checks. And with that being said, you guys, thank you so much. I'll catch you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.